That should be in
Call the meeting to order and start off with the pledge of allegiance. The pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Wilkinson?
Here.
Commissioner Desjardins?
Here.
Commissioner Burge?
Here.
Commissioner Prunick?
Here.
Mayor Barry?
Here. All right, item B, public comment, 4 minutes. Anybody have any public comments? Okay. Item C.
You should ask now to amend the agenda.
I thought you said,
Under new business, you can do it now.
Oh, okay. I'd entertain, we have an extra item here, and I'd entertain a motion to amend the agenda to make it item 8.1, which is, the item is waterways grant reimbursement request.
Move we amend the agenda to include the Waterways Grant Program reimbursement request as item 8.1.
I'll support.
Moved by Commissioner Justardens, supported by Commissioner Prunick to add item 8.1 to the agenda. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we have 8.1. All right, item C, consent agenda. Any concerns, questions, items you?
Yeah, can we move the city attorney report out and put that anywhere on the new city business?
Okay,
So you want to pull number 7?
Well, number 7, please.
We need a motion and support for that.
I will make the motion that we pull the city attorney report for discussion in the consent agenda.
okay.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved by Commissioner Burge, seconded or supported by Commissioner Wilkinson to move Attorney Noreen's monthly report to the new business section, and I'm going to put it under 2.1. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I move we approve the balance of the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Moved by Commissioner Justardens, supported by Commissioner Wilkinson to approve the balance of the consent agenda. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. On to new business. Kevin Pavilion, Coleman Engineering, to present the non-motorized plan.
Okay,
Welcome.
well, as mentioned, my name is Kevin. I've been working with the city on this non-motorized transportation plan for some number of months now. Some number of months for sure. And what you have in front of you is a draft version of that product. It's not final, and I'm not here tonight to request that you guys adopt it. This is just a portion of the presentation of the plan, trying to make sure that, you know, it's mentioned in public spaces. And there are, I call them 2 Gs, there's graphics and grammar that need to be fixed in there, certainly yet. But the content, the actual projects and goals mentioned in the back end of the plan line up with the feedback we've gotten and what we've observed. Certainly, we would welcome any feedback from any commissioners or anyone else within the city on things that should be added or modified. What's been kind of going in a parallel path with this is the Safe Routes to School application, grant application that we've been working on for a long time. Is everybody on the commission kind of familiar with what we're up to there? It's at least been mentioned. So that was originally scheduled for an August grant application date. That was delayed until October. We're still shooting for that, and it's a $900,000 infrastructure grant, so it's big. It has big impacts to this. Certainly, that's, you know, almost $1 million worth of work on non-infrastructure related items. We will be asking to come back to commission for a resolution of support of that grant application in September. And we'll need that in order to be able to apply early in October. I hardly want to finalize this. This will always be a living document, the non-motorized transportation plan. But I don't hardly want to final it and put a date stamp on it until we kind of know whether or not that's gonna be successful, it doesn't make any sense to do that. It's such a large project, and it would have a significant impact on the city's non-infrastructure that we're kind of just keeping those things on parallel paths. So, yeah, I'd encourage you to just take some time to see what's in there. There will be an opportunity again, whether it's with Ray or somebody else, you know, to make modifications to this. And then we'll come back one more time and ask for you guys to consider adopting it as the city's plan.
Thank you. I got a
Yes.
quick question.
In there, you probably do, have got the parks plans, what they've got, grants that they're trying to look for, do any of their non-motorized stuff out on, by Sandpoint. Is that included?
Yes, it is.
Okay, just checking.
I know.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody in the commission have any questions?
Just one real quick. Last time MDOT came through and started doing a lot of studies, we had 2 grocery stores. Now we have 1, and it is currently illegal, either by civil infraction or misdemeanor, to walk to the grocery store. That is a big problem when dealing with terms of rural food deserts, and it might open up more federal funding if it's included in the plan.
It's illegal?
Yeah, because you're either having to jaywalk or you're having to trespass through private property.
Okay.
So there's not a single sidewalk in that area. So people are walking either from the apartments past Ronzal Bardi, just along the highway the entire time. And I know that there's been a lot of near misses from people either trying to sprint across the highway, tourists or locals. So I know that's a real dangerous thing here now. That we don't have another place to get fresh produce anywhere else besides running across like that.
It's interesting, because I remember too, just going to my house. In too, probably. Great.
Yeah, it's a great comment.
Yeah, thanks. All right. Even 2. Ms. Reynolds.
Okay, as you probably read or heard, we were successful this year on Match on Main. This is the second year that we went for it, so UP Inspired was successful this year. And as like I mentioned before, the DDA is the applicant for that. Businesses apply, we put it out there, businesses apply to the DDA. We had 5 of them apply. UP Inspired, Falling Rock Cafe and Bookstore, they both applied last year, they applied again this year. We moved those 2 forward this year, DDA, and UP Inspired was successful. And then to do their outside of their space, and you know, a lot of you know that they added the food truck out there, and they were doing a window, you know, in the building and those kinds of things. And so that's what, and it's a matching grant too. They have to do 10%, so at least it's got to, they got 25,000. So at least they've got to spend 27,500 on it. So, it takes about 8 weeks to start doing the paperwork back for reimbursement and stuff like that. So that will be a little while. So I think it was something like 63 businesses in the state of Michigan. I think that was the most successful year they've had as far as number of applicants. I can't remember how many they had, like 150 or something like that across the state. So there were, I don't know, between 5 and 10 that got it across the UP. So I'm happy we got it. And then we're the ones that also process and disperse the payments and that type of thing. All the paperwork's got to go through us to make sure all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted and all that type of thing. So it kind of makes it a little bit easier for the business too, so it's not this back and forth. They don't need to be asking questions and getting confused and all that. I don't know if anybody can answer this question for me, because I know Devin and I were working on it for quite some time before he left with the 28 project. When they finished that, the MDOT project, the trees have still got to be replaced, and then there's also some painting. I think they're supposed to go on the sidewalks, and according to Devin, this was C&J was under contract with as a sub to Baco. I don't know if anybody knows. They were supposed to do it last year, and then I see it's already the middle of August, and it still hadn't happened.
The trees have been removed.
Yeah, but they were gonna be planted.
Right. Well, now's not a good time to plant a tree.
Well, yeah, that was all summer, and then they're also supposed to paint on the sidewalk, like some bicycle type thing, you know, multi-purpose stuff that they do, whatever they do on the sidewalks, that type of thing was supposed to happen this summer. But has anybody heard anything, know anything about that? Because, I mean, I don't know how long they have to get it done. I mean, because part of the issue is sometimes you have people parking on sidewalks and other type things, which has been.
Riding their bicycles in the highway.
Yeah, well, parking on the sidewalk, for example, and so I kind of had to complain about that over many years, you know, because that makes it hard for people to walk on the sidewalks if people are parked on the sidewalks. And they said, well, until you get those things painted on there from, that they were supposed to complete the project, legally, when it goes to court or whatever, you have a bit more difficult time as far as giving a ticket, because it's not marked as sidewalk, multi-purpose path only, right? So I'm just curious, because this continues to be a problem, especially on that area that we're at over on 28, so. Let's see, still got ongoing meetings in regards to the folks that are looking at, remember before Devin left, we had talked about a possible mural on this side of the building over here, up above? And then also some other placemaking installations in town. So that's still ongoing discussion. So hopefully maybe I have something for you the next time we talk next month, or I can forward you whatever, you know, it is. And then any rough drafts, I don't have any of that stuff yet. I just know we're still working on that rough draft stuff. A lot of housing meetings, whether they're QPED, whether MISHDA, UP State Fair, Governor's Luncheon, all that type of thing. Just a lot of meetings going on. Wrapping up the healthcare needs assessment, all those tables, all those demographics and all that of the area, which always is kind of fascinating to me. Birth and death rates in the county always fascinate me. You know, how it, because just as FYI, so typically birth rates are like 60-some births a year. And this all comes from Michigan Vital Statistics. These are not numbers that come through the county. And deaths are usually about 100 to about 115 deaths in the county a year. So you get about double the amount of deaths in the county a year that you do as births. In 2023, I don't know if it was an anomaly or if it was a catch-up in COVID or what, but there were 265 deaths and only 65 births. 4 times a day. I mean, it's all this data, I'm constantly doing data all the time, so it's kind of fascinating me. It's like, what the heck happened there? But still, I mean, and that's all across rural UP, rural America, that type of thing, so everybody else wonders, well, how come, you know, it's because you have that going on all the time. And then also working on those images on the side of Puffin. Those are getting old, and so I'm working with some designer, get some new photos on there, a new directory design, all that type of thing on the side of Puffin. It's, as you notice, it's starting to peel away. And then also got a job fair they're working on in collaboration with InvestUP and also Northern Michigan University. But, anything, just any question? Cool, thanks.
All right, item 2.1, Attorney Ordean's monthly report.
Yeah, first of all, it sounded like there might have been some stuff out of the report. Is there anything that you wanted to tell us?
As far as what?
Well, it sounded like you had, like, oh, there's new stuff, and I didn't get a chance to add it to the report. Is like, did you want to verbally tell us anything that was
Well,
going
we're
on?
just working on stuff, so I met with Ray, and I met with Kirsten, and we have a number of other things that are going on as well, so. We're gonna review all of the ordinances, we put that on the list to see if there's any, updates that we require, I mean, some of the older ordinances for sure. We're looking at, workers' comp and an issue with that, and what we're required to pay and what we need to do with that. And we're back to the comp time, we're gonna revisit that a little bit and get a deeper dive into that. We're gonna look at the golf ordinance, as Rod had said, and maybe add something for ADA exemption to the golf ordinance. So there's a lot of things that are on that list, and a few more that we just added in our meeting today, so. There's a lot of things going on.
Sounds like it. One of the things in pending D, talks about, preparing correspondence to the DDA.
Yes.
If possible, can you just provide a little bit more background on that in terms of how it came to you as the city attorney?
Yes, so, and really it's as much because Devin was gone, and I kind of stepped into some of these things, and maybe it's more of a Ray issue, but we're gonna talk to the DDA about compensation. They were paying $20,000 a year to the city, it went up to $22,275, a few years back in 2014. There's some idea that the public works people spend a lot of time doing DDA stuff, and maybe it should be a little higher. So what we want to do is have a meeting with the DDA and discuss what's reasonable, what's appropriate.
It just, reading that, it was kind of surprising to me to see something that looked financial coming from the attorney's report. It seemed like it was something that kind of like was in the wrong spot in the packet kind of deal. So getting a little bit of background on that was just a clarification.
Because Devin was gone and Ray was coming in, and filling the gap a little bit.
That's going to be a factor moving on with a lot of things for the next couple of months. I'm not upset about it by any means. I just wanted to hear it directly. So. That's all I have.
Okay. Anybody else have anything? All right. We'll move on to item
Don't we
3.
have to approve this now? that
I'll
it's
make a
pulled
motion to
out?
approve the
Oh, that's right, I'm sorry.
attorney's report. Support.
Okay, moved by Commissioner Wilkinson, supported by Commissioner Starkins to approve Attorney Noreen's monthly report. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, now on to item 3. 2 6-inch Badger E-Series meter from Blue Water Solutions in the amount of $11,882.72.
Those are for the new well house.
Sole source?
Yes, because they are the same type that we have for every other meter to see, work with their SCADA
Okay.
and their read system.
Sole source requires the unanimous vote.
Does anybody else have any questions?
No.
Entertain a motion?
I move we approve the purchase.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Justardens, supported by Commissioner Burge, to approve the purchase of the 2 6-inch Badger E-Series meter from Blue Water Solutions. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Too much paper here. Item number 4, Coleman Engineering Company 2025 local paving engineering amendment number 1 for design and construction not to exceed $4,200.
Cheers. And I am here to answer any questions that anybody might have.
This basically was, as a result of that culvert, kind of some extra work for that culvert.
Right.
An unanticipated increase. What is the culvert laying up there on the side of the road?
I don't know
Is that the
answer.
county's?
I
I
don't
wonder if
know.
that's the county's who's sitting on that line.
It's down below where our paving starts,
Yeah.
right about where you would want to put a culvert.
Oh.
It's an oval, 2-piece cement culvert, probably 24 by 18.
Yeah, I don't know the answer, but I can find out and circle information back.
Looked like there was 2 extra sections there or something.
Yeah, maybe this need to be picked up yet?
And do we know when the county's gonna do their section?
I don't.
Okay.
Are they still not
They probably-
communicating well with everybody?
Well, I can't say that. I personally work with Alger County Road Commission often enough. Others in our office, Scott and Kelly, the guys that were here last time to speak with you, have been in the details on this one. So that has been my experience, but maybe. Is that what it's going on?
I think you did a really good job of
I haven't heard that, honestly, from the guys.
It's one of those things where it's like, if we don't have the ability to communicate, then we might have to take additional action, but if you don't know if there's been that due process of trying to go through and calmer measures, then we shouldn't take that yet, that kind of thing, so. But thank you for your input.
Your Honor.
Yes, please.
I move we approve engineering amendment number 1 for Coleman Engineering Company at amount of $4,200.
I'll support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Justardens, supported by Commissioner Prunick, to approve the Coleman Engineering Company 2025 local paving amendment number 1 for not to exceed $4,200. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. 2025 paving pay request number 1 at $345,473.43.
Yeah, so I wish this one was on the agenda first because this is better news. So if you recall, we did have to add some work to the project for some of that flood damage that occurred. That work was complete, the project is done, and there's a balancing change order here. Well, we're still holding some retainage, but there's a change order to decrease $34,636.49 back out of the project, so the work came in under. It didn't quite come in under the $40,000 we had to add to take care of the damage, but good news that,
Then, isn't that $34,000 that would be if we adopted, to do the painting, the line painting, isn't it 37?
so their pay request,
Yeah.
The painting was only a fraction of that $34,000.
Yeah, well, we got
Right.
two things, one for 37,000,
And
that
that's
didn't include the painting. and
if we
then-
did it and if we didn't do it, yeah.
Yeah, and then 34,000 is if we
right,
do
yes, and I guess that comes later in the,
Yeah.
Yeah, the next item.
yep.
I just want to make sure I'm not confused.
So this is St. Martin's Hill, Superior Street, and Grand Street? Kevin?
Is this the
Cemetery.
cemetery?
Just the cemetery?
Right.
No, it's all of them.
Yeah, it's all.
Not St. Martinsville, no.
No, no.
Oh, it's Grand Street.
I'm sorry. I
Cemetery.
missed
Superior and
Cemetery
Cemetery.
Road, Superior Street, and Grand Street.
Yeah, so I guess this exact agenda item is to request a payment for the contractor in the amount of $345,473.43.
And it's your recommendation we pay it?
It is.
I move we approve pay request number 1. Is it number 1?
Yes.
Yes.
In the amount of $345,473.43. Baco Construction, at the recommendation of the engineer.
I'll support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Justardens, supported by Commissioner Wilkinson, to approve the 2025 pay request in the amount, number 1, in the amount of $345,473.43. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now, item 6, Cemetery Hill Line. Cemetery Hill line painting or no line painting?
Yes, so I got a little ahead of myself there.
That's okay, I was confused.
But yes, so you're all aware, or you have been, the pavement marking issue on that road has been discussed. It's our recommendation that it's performed. The total amount, is $2,408 or so. And that's the difference between the change order amount, reducing the total project cost, which is what we really want to talk about, right? Reducing the project cost, so, that's the two options we have, so we would ask that based on, after your discussion and decision, that you would recommend the change order that would include the paving, or the pavement marking, and the change order amount would be for the negative $34,636.49.
So they're both labeled change order number 2, so we have to be
We have to pick which one and then they go with
specific
that one,
in
yeah.
our...
We'll execute the one that you wish, yes.
Can I assume that that's painting from the city limits downhill and does not include painting above that, because it would not be...
Within the city limits, correct.
It would be nice if the whole thing was painted,
Yes. Well, you guys could do that, you know, if you chose.
not until they repave the upper side.
Be painting gravel.
No, this is just the project.
I drive the Cemetery Hill a lot. It's not really an issue in the daytime, but at night, in the rain, it's a safety issue.
I was thinking the people walking down it or running down it like now with the blacktop.
There's a
it's
lot
like
of
it's
traffic
So
up there.
tight, yeah, especially
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, a few days ago, I was down there when it was raining, and you certainly need the fog line.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
It was really hard to see the edge of that road, and it's up a little bit. Like, you see somebody in a hole.
Yeah.
When you get to that
Yeah,
culvert there,
yeah.
there have been people I've followed
Yeah.
that go straight into it.
Yeah.
And so, just from that perspective alone, I think it's necessary.
Yeah, it's nominal too.
All right. I recommend, or I will move that we approve the second change order number 2, which includes the striping of the fog line and the center line.
I'll support.
Okay.
So the change order is a decrease of $34,000 or $34,636.49.
Okay. It's been moved by Commissioner Justardens, supported by Commissioner Prunick, to approve the second change order number 2, to include the painting of this road, at the cost of or the savings, I guess, of $34,636.49. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Just looking at it now.
6 and 7.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, item 8, Waterways Grant in Aid Agreement Amendment to extend completion date to 12/1/2025. This is because of, just not doing materials, or?
I can actually, okay, so we had a meeting on completing the items in that project, and we noticed that the current completion date was like right now, 8/10.
Right.
So I called DNR and just talked to them about that, and he suggested just put it out to December 1st, and then we have no problem. And that's just basically an administrative action. I mean, all of the grant requests have been already put together, so it's all local, the sheriff. So that's really where the extension comes from. So it's mainly administrative.
And we won't need to do this again in 12 months, plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time. I mean, we have one, in fact, in the next item on the pay request, we have one remaining item, and it's the fish center. And Mitch is here, we can go through the project too, and all of the punch list items have been completed. A couple things that have come up, but definitely, I mean, 12-1 is more than generous. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm happy to vote on signs up because I've watched so many boats go like through whatever street that is.
I took the old one down, that was
Oh, man.
way before the Bellsup, and you're on
Okay,
the southbound, so.
Yeah, those new ones look nice. A lot of lights probably there.
I move that we approve the amendment for the Waterways Grant in Aid Agreement to extend the deadline to December 1st, 2025.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Justardens, supported by Commissioner Burge, to approve the Waterways Grant in Agreement Amendment to extend to 12/1/2025. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, 8.1 of Waterways Grant reimbursement request.
Oh,
So Mitch, I don't know if you wanna,
The third and final,
this is the final.
Yeah, I'm here to answer any
minus
questions.
retainage?
Yeah, this is just the outstanding balance, which is retainage, which is 10% of the total contract. So, as we discussed, there's a few outstanding items, really it's just the fish hanger, which I'm taking it above and beyond what it was specified to be. It's gonna be a custom sign with the City of Munising logo, engraved in wood and painted with like cedar posts and such. So rather than it just being some 4x4 posts in the ground, it'll be a more custom touch. So that's just out of generosity from me and my company. So that's really the only outstanding item. There's, that erosion issue, which I'm working through with Giroux to address. It's not really in their contract, but, they care about the project as much as I do. They want to make it right. So we're talking about that now. We'll get it taken care of. But as far as any other punch list items, I think we're in the clear.
The pavilion getting next.
And then beyond the project, someone hit the pavilion, the new pavilion with their boat, like a week ago. So I'm getting a price together for Ed and Ray and everybody else to get a look at it. It'll be a couple $1,000. Whether you guys choose us to do it or not, doesn't matter. But at least you guys will have something to work with for insurance purposes. So,
Right.
Unfortunate.
And that erosion issue that came up, we looked at it in our meeting, and it's not something that's part of the original spec in the project.
Right.
It's just we realized with the amount of velocity of the water coming out of the parking lot, it's something that needs to be addressed.
It was really a design issue at the end of the day. We did what we were supposed to do, topsoil it and seed it, but then when we got that massive amount of rain, it washed the topsoil away. So it should have been drawn and spec to be riprap or some kind of stone, but, it wasn't. So we did what we had to do, and it unfortunately got washed away. So
Haven't been there since that rain. Where was it at?
it's just along the edge of the pavement at the lake. So
Oh, okay.
one spot is where the expansion is supposed to happen in the future, I think 2027. So that'll be fixed down the road at some point. Yeah.
2026.
Okay,
My
so
concern is the bulge in the retaining wall.
at the top,
Well, right about in the middle.
yeah. So we were talking about this in our meeting today. So what Drew had to do because of the existing conditions there and all the water coming out of the hill and the project being pushed to the late fall of 2024, having to start back up in the spring of 2025, there was a lot of water in the site. So rather than build the wall from one side all the way around, they had to meet in the middle. And matching all those grades was the difficult part. And they did what they could do, but it's not.
Engineering, it's sound. It's not.
Oh, yeah, it's not a structure issue. It's not because it sank. It's just how everything came together. And they were kind of rolling the dice there with their grading. So every inch of that wall underneath has about 2 feet of gravel that's compacted. And I did talk to Ray about this. Behind the wall is over excavated, which they didn't have to do, to a degree where they could backfill it with stone so that any hydraulic movement from the earth in the spring, when it thaws, isn't gonna put pressure on the wall. So in theory, it should last longer that way. And that's just something they recognize.
From an engineering standpoint, it's sound. From an aesthetic standpoint, it looks like hell.
Yeah, it's not the greatest wall, but we talked about this too, you kind of get what you pay for in that aspect. Could we have went with someone like Overstar? It might have been twice the price and been better quality, but, understanding the city has a budget, we have to stay within that, and that's what we did.
All right. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yeah, but, if anybody ever has any questions, I know with Devin leaving, it's kind of hard. You guys have my contact info, you can reach out anytime.
Thank you.
You want a motion?
Yes.
I move we pay reimbursement request number 3, the amount of $174,109.27.
I'll support.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Justardens, supported by Commissioner.
It's for
Rea.
reimbursement to
Yeah,
us.
no, this is a reimbursement
yeah.
from
Sorry,
We're
the
requesting.
grant to us. We're not paying any more.
I'm sorry.
You can,
We have already paid this.
Did we get off the agenda there? Is that?
I think we're talking about 2 different things. This is a reimbursement, so this is,
Request from Waterways, so
this
we've
is
already paid
drafted by
this invoice?
UPEA on our behalf to get the remainder of our grant money.
Okay.
This is
And we
separate.
paid this amount?
This is part, yeah, that's why all those checks are in there.
Right, we
Okay.
paid this, and now we want our money back.
I'm assuming that we approved those payments then too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
What we discussed, it was supposed to be new again, right?
Okay.
Or new business, wasn't it? Maybe at the end? Did we get ahead of ourselves there? Or nothing?
Why would we need a motion for this? To get our money back?
Let me amend my motion. I move that we approve the reimbursement request number 3 in the amount of $174,000, $109.27.
Okay. All right. The amended motion is made by Commissioner Justardens.
Talking about us
Sure.
intentional.
Yeah, the only reason I had questioned about whether it was considered 100% completed with their contract work or not.
Still a little louder for the hearing impaired in the room?
Originally, my question was whether or not it was in fact 100% completed of their contracted work, because that's what we are signing, saying we are agreeing to.
Okay.
That was why I brought this to you.
That was a great catch. 'Cause
So I'm confused.
I think the original understanding was there was a request for releasing the retainage of $103,434.74.
That's not this document though.
Yeah, no, this is a reimbursement request.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure.
Well, that's, my mind was working on that retainage.
Well,
Hence my question about minus retainage.
everything we talked about, just remember that for the last point. Sorry.
So, it was my understanding that UP was going to put in a request to release the retainage.
I have not seen anything across
You haven't
my
seen
email, so I.
And that was the request that we had at the end of last week.
Yeah.
We discussed that in a meeting last week when we talked about the remaining punch list items. Because
But
everything's
let's-
done except for, basically, everything's done except for the sign. And so the request was going to be, or should be, to release the retainage of $103,434.74, with the understanding the sign is coming.
And that is in this last, like, kind of sentence of the main paragraph on this. However, I've not actually seen a paid request come across my email.
So they have yet to get the retainage.
No,
That is correct.
And the
We
request-
still
they
retain the
requested
retainage.
They
Okay,
haven't requested it.
so this is not, okay.
I think there's just a miscommunication between all parties.
UPA has had our pay request since last Monday, they must not have sent it.
It's possible, it just
Yeah.
got.
So when you said it didn't get moved, and the media asked you to see if we did it on the agenda.
Yeah, because I thought you had it submitted already.
Or last week. So-
Is there any problem if we just table this to the next meeting?
Well, this is to get our money from the grant. So what you have as what
Yeah, you're
was
fine with that.
8-1,
Yeah.
I would recommend just approving somebody to sign that. You maybe want to amend this last statement on the bottom that says that the final pay request be approved today, because it's not.
Well, we can approve approve the reimbursement request, and ignore that statement.
Is that
Yeah.
closure for you?
And I think the way that Rod worded it and revised his motion is perfect, right? You're just passing this request for reimbursement, that's all.
So my motion stands to approve reimbursement request number 3 in the amount of $174,109.27.
You're still supporting that?
Support that,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Moved by Commissioner Justardens, supported by Commissioner Prunick, to approve the city's requesting the remaining amount of the grant reimbursement in the amount of $174,109.27. Any more discussion?
Kirsten? She looked confused.
She's concerned, just so you know.
It's just a
She's
concern.
concerned that if you sign this the way it is, it's saying that it's 100% complete, and they're giving the 10% retainage, and there hasn't been a pay request yet. So it's really getting ahead of our skis a little bit with the retainage
Well,
part.
I would then amend my motion to remove the words "and final" from the letter,
She was just concerned about signing.
I understand. as am I.
that was why I had discussion on
Support that,
that,
then
yeah.
Can you just read back what the motion is?
No.
I move that we approve reimbursement request number 3 minus the words "and final" from the second paragraph,
Okay.
because there will be another.
There will be a pay request coming out. It sounds like it's coming.
Pay request,
There has been one, apparently our engineer hasn't.
not a
Submit it to
reimbursement
you guys,
request, they're
so-
separate.
Right.
So that's not on the table for discussion this evening.
I mean, I can go see if I can print it, that's up to the commission if they wanna.
No.
At this point.
No.
We'll wait till the next
If
meeting.
it's not pressed.
So, all right. Sue, I'm gonna need your help. It's been moved.
Support by Rod.
It was supported by,
Well, it was motion by Rod, supported by Jordan, to grant the,
Approve
Approve
reimbursement
the-
request number 3 minus the words "and
And-
final" from the second paragraph.
that's somebody else.
okay.
That was easy.
Any more discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That is taken care of. All right, item number 9, cooperative mutual aid fire control agreement with Forest Service. It's actually with DNR.
It should be with the DNR,
Yep.
Forest Resources Division. We don't have a mutual aid agreement with them.
That's my thought.
We normally do, and this is just like a revamping of it, re-upping it.
We certainly want to have mutual aid.
Any questions? Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the mutual aid fire control agreement with the DNR.
I'll support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Prunick, supported by Commissioner Wilkinson, to approve the cooperative mutual aid fire control agreement with the DNR. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Wait a second.
Oh, sorry.
So, looking at this, is this any different than any other mutual aid agreement that we have? Like, because I mean, this is a boilerplate for DNR. It's not boilerplate for our fire department with other groups. And there's a good chance that the way that they are handling their equipment does not match this. Because we don't have policies for certain equipment things, namely in cooperator agrees, section 6, equipment may not be sold, junk traded, or otherwise disposed of, but must be returned by the cooperator to one of the DNR FRD repair shops. And so I want to make sure that we weren't backdooring our fire department into something that they weren't ready for. And I don't know anything, I mean, we don't have Red here today, so.
Red is the one that gave it to me and requested that we do it.
Okay.
These are really contracts of adhesion, I mean, it's the DNR, and they say, here's the contract, and they don't really, they're not open to fight it before, try to tweak them and all.
Well, I know that we're not gonna be able to change it. I just wanted to I wanted to make sure that we were able to uphold the terms of the contract that we can't change.
Right, so you have to be careful, right, and I think you brought up something, I don't know what it was, but if you take equipment from the DNR, you can't sell it without their permission, or, I mean, that's a common thing, right?
Well, more importantly, if we're on a mutual aid call, and we've got mutual aid, our responsibility for mutual aid with other townships is a ladder. And if we're taking mutual aid on a situation that deals with the DNR, I need to make sure that the way that our mutual aid versus other townships is copacetic with this term. Because if somebody ends up with a piece of equipment from another department, and then all of a sudden we're mixing and matching and saying, because I don't think Munising Township or Tri-County has this agreement in place. So it's just one of those things where we could have two conflicting contracts. And it will be easier to change the other one. I'm not saying we don't do this. I just want to make sure that we understood what we're signing again, because it's a contract that we can't change.
And I have no idea, so Red really needs to answer that question. I don't know if you have, I would assume you have mutual aid agreements with your adjoining municipalities, I'm sure you do.
Right.
But
Yes, we
what
do.
they say, I have no idea what they say. I haven't seen them.
Okay.
I'm happy to look at them and compare them all.
Well, Red might have all those answers anyway.
He probably does.
So it's just one of those things where I wanted to make sure that we weren't backdooring or, painting ourselves into a corner with a contract that we can't change. So if everybody else is comfortable with it, then I am too.
Okay, I think think we are, we have the motion and the support, and I guess, the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
If I could point one thing out though, this has an escape clause in it, which means that 30 days notice you can get out of it, so if there's ever a problem, we can.
I'm not worried about getting out of it, I'm more of like, oh no, oopsies, you know, that kind of scenario, so.
Okay, item number 10, 2025 crack and seal payment of $34,066 to, what was it, Scodella?
Fidelity, yeah.
Scodella.
Well, they got very good.
There's a copy of the invoice on your desk, it got missed in the emails to go with this, so.
It's in your house.
No, yeah, I saw that.
I'll make a motion, we pay Scodella or whatever, construction for the crack and seal work for the amount of $34,066.
No support.
Moved by Commissioner Wilkinson, supported by Commissioner Birds to authorize payment for the 2025 crack and seal payment in the amount of $34,066. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, item 11, list of interview questions. And I really want to thank Sue, Kirsten, Lisa, Mary for taking this on and revamping our earlier questions and then adding some other kind of case studies that I'll get to Glenn, or somebody, or get to Glenn and give it to our candidates ahead of time. So
I like them.
so they can, you know, just, yep, kind of tighten it up, and your questions got included.
I see that, yeah.
Yep. So, if,
I do have a couple of questions though. Number 5 is where's your leadership style? What the hell does that mean?
do you lead from, it could mean, do you lead from behind, or do you lead,
You
from
manage by exception, you set a good example, it's an open-ended question, it's
you know,
designed to provoke an open-ended response. I'm an authoritarian, what I say goes, you know.
I mean,
Well,
it could be amended to say, how would you depict your leadership style, so that way it's not using specific administrative terms.
Yeah, that
How would you describe your
The
leadership?
original question was, are you a leader or a manager? We, when looking at these, just kind of cut a lot of words and just got to the point of it, because you're looking at possibly doing 5 interviews on Monday. So what is your leadership style, instead of, how do you see yourself as a leader? Do you lead, do you manage, do you just, like, what is your style?
Open door,
That's kind of the
like
thoughts
where
on
you can
that.
come in
Let
and
you
talk
go
about
last,
anything.
Bob, and you can rephrase that.
Yeah, I will.
no, I think,
I like it,
They look
works for
good.
me.
all right, and,
Sorry, I had another couple
go for it.
questions. Number 12, what did it look like the last time an elected official, employee, or resident tried to push you to change your position you were holding?
I think that was in the last one we had
This was a
too.
carryover from the last set of
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah, I know. I didn't like it the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a little kind of silly myself.
It's
I think it's a little
not a
super.
question I would like to answer.
No. Well, yeah.
So are we leaving it, taking
We
it
can
out?
take it out,
Yeah, take it.
if there's consensus.
I mean, would you want to replace it with anything? Do you think that issue doesn't need to be addressed at all? or-
I don't know.
I think the second half of it could be eliminated.
Yeah.
What determines when you hold your ground versus switching directions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to go about that.
Yeah, okay,
To just remove the second one?
yeah.
Well, it speaks to conflict resolution. I know, it's kind of,
Yeah, I mean, the subject matter of what we've learned from that question, I think is valuable, but that doesn't mean I'm beholden to the question itself, so.
Yeah, I think we could dump the second part of it.
Yeah.
okay. Take that out then.
You know?
Got another one?
Yeah, a couple of them. Number 13, how we go about challenging the city process for improvement and innovations.
Best
Again,
practice.
I don't know what that means. What,
I guess I took it as,
How do you better the city?
what's that?
How are you bettering the city?
Best practices, what are you gonna bring to the table? That's my interpretation.
There's a lot of wiggle room that you would learn about how somebody would answer something like that, because it would be more along the lines of, are they trying to empower, are they trying to rectify, are they trying to, you know, like what happens if you get something that seems like really, really bad compared to just like, you know, maybe a little bit of a tweak here to make it better. And then also making sure that you're keeping up with the times and stuff.
just bring stuff up that bothers you.
No, you
No,
bring it ahead,
no.
that's what we're here doing.
Yeah, and the only other question that I would ask is, you know, how would you go about creating, getting new business opportunities? I think if somebody's coming into a small town, if they've done their homework at all, they should have some idea of what they can come up with. It's just my thought.
Or, how about, what's your experience with bringing in new business opportunities?
Like, what would your take? What would
Because
your,
I do think it's a valid question.
you know?
Well, they're not all, I don't believe the applicants are all ex-city managers or whatever, so if someone is in another position, I wonder if they have an idea how they would go about bringing new business into the city.
Are you looking at economic development in general, or are you talking about private, or are you talking about, you know, expanding public options? Like-
Whatever.
Did we have?
Any new business, it doesn't matter, so whether it's public or private.
Is that city government's responsibility? I don't think that's city government's responsibility.
No, but it is city government's responsibility to promote a climate of business development.
That might be a better, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
How would you promote business development in the
How would
city?
you help promote business development within your community?
Right.
Might be the question.
Did we have someone?
You did.
Because you play a role in it,
Similar
but you
question to that?
don't recruit.
John Kirsten is,
I have my hand raised. You originally did have a question in
Okay.
there about promoting business, and the staff was kind of like, that's not really what a city manager specifically does. That's maybe not necessarily their job to promote individual businesses in the city. I can see the climate, or like promote development,
Yeah.
maybe not necessarily new business. That's kind of our thought of.
Well, yeah, I wasn't necessarily thinking of a specific business, you know, whether it's running shoes. No, I wasn't necessarily
I
thinking
think
about
many
that.
communities view city managers though being a key component in economic development. But like you said, with the promotion of, you know, you're promoting the
Incentives.
conditions for.
Conditions, incentives, you know, tax abatements,
Right.
you know, you're promoting possibly brownfields,
When
you
I
know.
worked for economic development in Langley County, I worked very closely with the city manager and but he was the visionary and the administrator of grants and loans and whatever, but
We could present the question as, what can the city of Munising do to promote business development in the community?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respectfully, don't we pay a lot of money as part of our annual budget every year to outsource this to the chamber? I mean, there's literally budget items I remember talking about how we didn't have to deal with this. We literally paid other people to make it
you
happen.
work in concert.
Yes, in cooperation.
'Cause
City government has a lot to do with the business development
whether it's infrastructure.
in the community.
It's a friendly tax, you know, policies, you know. you know,
Create-
certain types of tax incentives. I mean, you know, I can't do taxes, so yeah. we're gonna
Yeah,
do
I would
the
not hire a
brownfields,
city
but-
manager completely oblivious of economic development.
Yeah, I mean, I always worked with Devin on it, so, you know, we would talk about certain things and.
How about we rephrase it, what do you think the city's role is?
There, how's that?
Okay.
Yeah, that will work.
All right, what do you think? Economic development.
If I add something?
Sure.
One of the components to a success, to me, for success in this position is you're dealing with managing the organization. So you have an organizational, I don't know how you put it, just your organizational style, your ability to manage different parts of organizations, different departments, whether it's office staff or DPW or water sewer, utilities. But also, key component to me in success is being able to manage or work with all the different personalities, all of the different, the consensus building. I don't have the verbiage here in question, but I think it's really important whoever you get to sit in the seat can handle working with all of the different residents and board members and committees, and I mean, it's it's an important part of the job. And I'm just saying that some people struggle with that. They're very good at details. They're very good at sometimes the technical stuff, but maybe that is deficient, or they could be very good at that, and some of the technical stuff, could be deficient. So you have to kind of wade through and find that person that can do both. That's my suggestion. If they stubbing their toes out in the community and getting people mad, I don't know how long it will last.
Okay, I think he's right, and are we going to do this number 20? What do you think the city's role is in economic development?
Sure.
All right, I think 20 is plenty.
And what about number 19? We've got something missing there. What do you think is the biggest
Oh,
facing
Challenge,
cities
yeah.
of our
Biggest challenge facing
challenge? That's
cities
what I
of
thought.
ours.
Okay.
Yeah, 20. Okay, now I'll
Do you-
shut up.
And I'm not trying to put this on you, do you mind doing these revisions, or
Yeah, we can.
do you mind? Okay, I don't know who's going to look at things.
Are we sending out financials with all of our pre-sent and interview questions as well?
This little packet is going to the candidates.
Those are just options, you can go with them, you can request different ones, those are three that I relatively quickly came up with that I think you get some interesting insight into how they answer the question versus some are just a technical answer of what is this.
No, personally, I think it's a good idea.
Okay, you want a motion to approve the list of questions?
Let me help you, listen.
And then you can't go back there.
Hey.
He knew her.
That's interesting.
Has he been in here before?
I don't know.
Okay. All right, I'd entertain a motion then.
I move that we approve the list of questions as amended.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Justardens, supported by Commissioner Wilkinson, to approve the interview questions and scenarios as amended. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, scheduling for the interview. I did get item 12, scheduling for the interview. I did get an email from Glenn that one of our candidates can't make it at all, at least Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week.
I understand.
So his wife is having some minor
Surgery.
Oh, did you guys get the email too?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Oh, so,
We have 5 hour and a half for each,
I think that's what we did.
or an hour and a half between.
I think we had an hour and 15 minutes, didn't we? An
Yeah.
hour for the interview and 15 minutes in between.
Yep, and we kind of, we did get through these questions, but now there's gonna be a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to do all 5 in one day.
No, because by number 5, we'll be all punchy. Yeah. So,
I'm not available on the 26th.
I won't be home until
that's right, you're going
late
tomorrow.
on the 27th,
That's
so,
right. So we
yeah.
couldn't do
So
it.
from the 28th on, I'm fine, so.
You leave
whatever.
tomorrow, don't you?
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
Not to throw anything into this, I'm gone from the 12th to the 23rd
Of September.
of September, yeah. So it's a
Oh, I
little,
think we need to do it
I'm
before
working
then.
every
yeah.
single night that stretch anyway, so.
29, 30.
Yeah, I'm open 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th, well, 30th is a Saturday.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it'll be good.
So
27th, 28th, and 29th.
28 and 29?
But you won't be here.
I'll be here for the 28th,
Of August,
yeah.
yes.
make sure we're all clear.
I should be home by, yeah, I'll be home by 11 o'clock on
I know
the
that
27th.
first.
So you can do Thursday and Friday,
Yeah.
28th and 29th?
Okay, okay.
Labor Day weekend.
Going into Labor Day.
All right, so I just gotta clear it with work.
If the 28th, if we could have it in the afternoon or
I would,
after.
yeah, I would suggest all of them in the afternoon.
Oh, okay,
okay.
maybe let me take 2 half days then. Yeah.
And how far is the farthest one coming from?
I don't remember.
Nome, Alaska.
So-
Well, that's where she was for
Yeah,
a while, or, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Isn't that in Washington too?
Yeah.
And quarters?
Yeah, kind of all over.
Yeah.
I think everybody's on it.
So-
28th, Thursday 28th and Friday the 29th?
In the afternoon. And you guys want me to
Okay.
contact Glenn and,
Yeah.
okay, and if you guys want to forward me the questions, I'll get them over to him
Okay.
to get to the candidates for the.
Yep.
So, all right. So afternoon of the 28th and 29th.
You need a motion for that?
I think we
Think
got it
so, do
on
we?
here, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I think so.
scheduling dates.
All right.
So we can take that motion.
Do we need a motion? You want a motion?
Yeah, let's just do it.
I move that we schedule city manager candidate interviews for Thursday the 28th and Friday the 29th of August.
I'll support.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Justardens, supported by Commissioner Wilkinson to approve the interview dates as the afternoons of August 28th and August 29th. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, what are our dates? 28th and 29th. All right, number 13 is number 3-star 2023 truck repairs front differential at $6,062.01. Do we pay sales tax?
Weller
No.
Truck Park?
No,
We
okay.
don't, that's why the different one
Okay.
on there.
Oh, yeah.
I move we pay Weller Truck Park $6,291.63.
No. That's with sales tax. It's the.
Right, less sales tax.
6,000.
Oh,
That was the differential and pieces of it that
yeah,
broke
give me a
out.
number, I ain't doing the arithmetic.
It's right here. Six.
Oh, okay, in the amount of $6,062.01.
I'll support.
Okay. So moved by Commissioner Justardens, supported by Commissioner Prunick to approve the differential truck repairs in the amount of $6,062.01. Any more discussion?
Yeah, does that change the core deposit, or are we fine with that by just paying everything off? Because it lists a core deposit here and has sales tax, but it doesn't actually talk about how the core deposit. I'm assuming that we're fine, but it just doesn't tell me enough on the invoice itself.
Is it?
So if you add the parts total and the core deposit, you get $6,062.01. So I think you're okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Getting there. All right, item 14, WWTP invoice from Crane Engineering Dock Lift Station troubleshooting in the amount of $7,165.
We've purchased this already?
They did the work.
Oh, they did the work.
This was
They
finished.
did it, Al.
The control panel at the lift station, it was left when Lee went out injured, it was left on a temporary with one pump going, and that pump
Oh,
died.
that's one.
And we almost had a disaster at the marina, and I just called them up and said, come and get this going.
Yeah.
So,
I make a motion, we pay.
What?
Go ahead.
I'm confused. What is this memo for? This is the Anna River Lift Station?
that's a different
That's the
one.
one.
That's right, that's the
Yeah,
difference.
that's
Oh,
different.
that's
Okay.
15.
Yeah.
I make a motion, we pay Crane Engineering, $7,165 for the dock lift station.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Wilkinson, supported by Commissioner Birch, to pay the WWTP quote from Crane Engineering, wrong one. WWTP invoice from Crane Engineering Dock Lift Station troubleshooting in the amount of $7,165. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item 15, WWTP quote from Crane Engineering for the annual pump replacement.
Sole source procurement again. I understand why.
What is it?
And once again, that control panel, they're doing the work at that one as well.
Mhm.
And at least that one, we did budget $50,000 for upgrades for the station, so. We'll fall into that, so, thank God.
Okay, I'll take your letter as written justification from the city manager that we can do a sole source procurement in accordance with the charter.
Yeah.
I move we approve the purchase of an pump replacement in the amount of $15,140.67 from Crane Engineering.
I'll support.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Sturman, supported by Commissioner Wilkinson to approve the WWTP quote from Crane Engineering for the Anna River pump replacement in the amount of $15,140.67. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Item E, public comment.
I have one quick comment.
Okay.
On Ray's information he gave us. Under the first paragraph, the ordinance ad hoc committee is Commissioner Burge, myself, and a city manager, not Mayor Beer.
Oh, I saw that, I was talking to him about that this morning. Okay, thanks, Bob. Anybody else?
I don't know if it's public comment or not, but as far as the sole sourcing goes, that's always an issue. So make sure that you either go for bids or somehow justify the sole sourcing. One of the two things. So sometimes you can, like this, obviously, maybe the vendor that you have the equipment on right now, it's the only place you can get it or something, but you should try to do that.
Right. And I think the only justification we require is a written recommendation by the city manager.
And
If I remember correctly, and I may not.
And the other comment I have is the fellow that was here with the waterways grant, and he said that someone ran into the pavilion or something of the sort. Right?
Do we know who did?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. is rather
We
than
do
just-
know who did it.
Then we should try to pursue them, so if you need.
We
to
have
a look-
pictures and he is getting us a cost, so we can send it out to the insurance company.
Okay, so if you
Yeah,
need
we
to
have-
do anything with that, you let me know.
Okay.
Secondary public comment, kind of attached to that. It has been possibly talked about talking to Lasco about getting some cameras down there. Working on it.
Cool.
Working on getting the quote.
Okay.
Kind of related to the possibility.
Yep. Well, it's part of the marina.
I make a motion, we adjourn? Support.
Come on. All right, it's been moved by
I'm easy when it
Commissioner
comes to
Wilkinson,
that.
and I'm not sure who supported that.
I did.
Supported by Commissioner Sturman.
Everybody.
To adjourn,
Unanimous
all those in
support.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.